All right, car purchase process. Hey there, Bill McRedbeard in Balls. McRedbeard in Balls. I like that. It's kind of like a law firm. Love the podcast and love the stand-up. Have tickets to see you in D.C. tonight. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. I had a phenomenal time. He said, my question is about your car purchase process. When you bought your Prius, did you do it celebrity style and send one of your cronies with a Scrooge McDuck style money bag over to the dealership, then have it delivered to your place, or did you go in old school and negotiate face to face? Were you one of those assholes who bicker over $100, or did you just buy the whole shebang and make some poor sap sales guy's day? I ask because I've been selling cars for 10 years. I find that the people who dicker over the smallest amount of money are usually the most miserable during and after the sale, while the people who pay the most are the happiest customers. Happiest customers I have, and send me all their friends and family. Fellow ginger and sleazy car salesman. All right, so you own up to it that you're robbing those people. I tried to haggle over the price, and I was buying the Prius when gas prices were like four something a gallon back in like 2007. So they couldn't keep those things on the lot. So I was just like, this is my offer, take it or leave it. And they're like, well, we're going to leave it. And I'm like, I'm walking out. I'm out of here. And they're like, all right, see ya. And I needed a car, and I was renting one. That was the thing. If I had another car, if I actually had a car that I could drive away with instead of a rental, that was costing me money. So I just said, all right, fuck it. I'll just pay it, and I'll go do some more stand-up gigs. But just personally speaking, if you can't knock any money off of the car just because you know that they are fucking you over, one of my buddies does it the best, and he is also a salesman, and he looks down on car salesmen. He looks at you guys like hack comedians as far as like being salesmen. He thinks you're the lowest of the low. Now, listen, that's not my thought. That's just his. He just calls them up and says the car that he wants and the price that he's going to pay. And he says, I'm calling 4 other dealerships. You have till noon to get back to me. He does it something like that, and they get back to him, and he gets it for the price that he wants because it's a guaranteed sale. He's like, I'm buying a car today, and these dealerships, they can't resist that. So I oversimplified it because I'm not totally, informed on. I always forget how it goes down, so I can't intelligently present what the fuck it is that he does, but that's the way he does it. But anyways, I'm actually, thinking about buying Nia a nice car. So if any car salesman out there can give me some tips and present the ins and outs about how much they do more, because I've heard all that stuff like the sales slip on the side of the car, the price up at the top is what the dealership pays, and that the dealership doesn't pay for any of the options and that type of thing, which doesn't seem right to me. I feel like they must get a discount on the options. What is the discount? And I also know that they need to make money. So what's a good, let's just say if I'm going to go buy a $30,000 car, all right? And if I look at the sheet, it came in at 22 or 24. Just say 24, and it's got $6,000 worth of fucking options or something like that. I don't even know if those numbers make sense. If you're a car salesman, like where should I be? Should I be in the middle of that? Should I be at 24? Where should I be? Let me know, and I'll read it on to other people. All right. So I guess, and to answer your question, I was the guy who just kind of paid. I'm not a miserable cunt as much as I sound like it. I'm actually a really, I'm a pretty happy guy. But, talking about how happy you are on fucking stage, is not really going to be funny. So if I talk about my frustrations and my fears and my shortcomings, yeah, that's where the comedy is. All right, there you go. All right, that was a twofer. All right, human farming. Billy Beerballs. Have you heard of the concept of human farming? It really makes a lot of sense. Instead of primitive forms of slavery, the population works and produces for the elite class. The quality of life is terrible because the ends to the means of working is really just to service a higher system you have no idea you're a part of. This video summarizes it really well. Sleep well. So I actually went to go look at this thing, this human farming, and I understand what they're saying. But they, as always, you know, they don't seem to. Well, I didn't watch the whole video, but it's like in the 13 minutes, are they really going to give me a solution? And it also, first of all, the guy narrating it might be the most arrogant cunt I've ever heard in my life. I can't even. I'll click on it right now if you want. You know, he's just like, you know, a lot of people might be confused. Hang on. Ah, Jesus Christ, I got to get through the Dodge Durango commercial here. 14 seconds. You know, he's basically going like, you know, some people get confused and look at the government as it's this thing that's helping them out. Blah, 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 blah. Are you beginning to understand the cage that you were put in? Listen to this guy.
And how you can finally be free.
Wait a minute. Let me get back to the beginning here. Here we go.
This is the story of your enslavement. How it came to be, and how you can finally be free. Like all animals, human beings want to dominate and exploit the resources around them.
All right, so that's the tone this guy takes. Let's get a little bit further into this thing. Here we go.
Occupation throughout history, and it is now reaching its destructive climax. Human society cannot be rationally understood until it is seen for what it is. A series of farms where human farmers own human livestock. Some people get confused.
Oh, shit. I pulled it away there. Some people get confused. Here we go. Listen to this shit. Listen to this. Talking down to you.
Some people get confused because governments provide healthcare and water and education and roads, and thus imagine that there is some benevolence at work. Nothing could be further from the reality.
All right, so then he breaks it down, and then in the end he goes, are you beginning to understand the cage that you were in? And he keeps going, some people get confused. It's like, dude, I'm not fucking confused. All right, you arrogant cunt. You sound like you're up your own ass. You sound like you're sitting on top of the fucking pyramid. All right? You know what this type of shit does that it doesn't take into consideration? It doesn't take into consideration mouth-breathing fucking morons. That whole philosophy that why does this guy have this much and this guy has this much? That it's always the rich guy is evil and manipulative and undeserving. Now, I know this is shocking to hear from me the way I go off on bankers, but I'm really going off on the system of banking when I'm doing that. But like, you know, don't you guys have some fucking friends that, you know, they go to work, but they have no direction, they have no plan, and they just sit around bitch moaning, complaining about their fucking life, you know? And they feel like they have like this sense of entitlement that they just fucking deserve shit because, well, why should this guy be rich and I shouldn't? It's because he's smarter than you. Maybe he busted his fucking ass. Maybe you sit around smoking fucking weed or boozing it up all day. Like there's no personal responsibility. That's what I don't like about this thing. There's no, like, you know, it's just 100% these people who are running shit are 100% fucking evil, and that all these people who are enslaved are all good people. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, there aren't absolutely brilliant fucking people, but because of their lot in life, they ended up in a sweatshop in El Salvador. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is everybody in that sweatshop, you know, is not a fucking, I don't know what. You know, there's some mouth-breathing morons in there. That's a bad example because I'm not condoning sweatshop labor either. But I'm just saying, go to a fucking sporting event like I did and just be stone sober. And just sit around and look at the fucking people. Okay? Look at this shit they're eating. Look at this shit they're drinking. Look at their behavior. Look how their clothes are hanging off their fat fucking asses. And I know the food supply is poisoned. And I know that there's a bunch of fucking lies and all that type of shit. But is there any effort on the part of that individual to try to squeegee in front of their fucking eyes? Or do they just accept it? And if you do just accept it, you know, then how do I feel bad for you? Okay? Now, having said that, racism, all that stuff about, you're a third world country. I don't condone any of that shit. I don't condone sweatshop labor. I don't condone, you should pay fucking people, and they should, they should be able to live comfortably. All right? Obviously, I think that. I don't condone that Geno steak shit. Hey, this is America, speak fucking English. I don't condone any of that type of shit. But I don't also go to that so liberal where it's just like, oh, look at that drug dealer. If he had the same opportunities I had, why he would be a doctor or a lawyer. It's like, well, why wouldn't he work at Enron or be a piece of shit banker? Why wouldn't he continue his scumbaggery? Why, when he becomes in my situation, does he then become an angel? I grew up in a suburb. There was cul-de-sacs in my neighborhood. I sucked at meth. I didn't become a doctor or a lawyer. I tried to. I was too fucking stupid.